Big 2 News.
Deeply concerned for the people inside that building, for the man who took them, and for the families of those parishioners or congregants.
Breaking news now at 10, a major development in a hostage situation in the Metroplex tonight. Governor Abbott and ABC News has just shared that all hostages who were being held inside of a synagogue are out and alive. SWAT teams were at that synagogue today near Colleyville. It's a small community in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It has been more than 11 hours since police first arrived at the synagogue, which is called the Congregation Beth Israel. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rob Took. Stephanie Martinez has the night off. Now, police say a man took hostages during a service, and the hostage taker was asking for the release of a convicted terrorist. At least 4 people were taken hostage. But again, 15 minutes ago, before we came on air, Governor Abbott said all hostages were freed and made it out alive, and that big prayers were answered. Now, police were first called to the synagogue around 11 this morning. People in the neighborhood were evacuated, and there were no reported injuries. Colleyville is a community of about 26,000 people, about 15 miles northeast of Fort Worth. That service was being live streamed on the synagogue's Facebook page at the time. Shortly before 2 this afternoon, a man can be heard cursing before the feed cuts out. Now, ABC's Maria Villarreal has the latest tonight from North Texas.
Tonight, a dangerous hostage situation in North Texas, drawing a massive response from FBI, SWAT teams, and several local police departments. The situation unfolding at the Congregation Beth Israel Synagogue in a suburb outside Fort Worth, the suspect interrupting services on the Sabbath.
The absolute key in hostage negotiation is gathering information. How much information can you gather, either through the hostage taker or through other means? How many people are in there? Is there anybody that's hurt? And what is his state of mind?
Sources familiar with the investigation telling ABC News they believe 4 people, including a rabbi, are being held inside by a man demanding the release of a known Pakistani terrorist being held behind bars in a federal prison, sentenced to 86 years for trying to kill U.S. soldiers and FBI agents in Afghanistan. Law enforcement confirming the hostage taker is armed. The White House, ATF, and Department of Homeland Security now closely monitoring the situation.
There's a limit, actually, how long this could probably go before law enforcement may have to make a decision about whether to go in or not.
Afia Siddiqui, a former Pakistani neuroscientist, is at the crux of the demands being made by this suspect. Right now, the FBI, as well as local and state law enforcement, they're trying to figure out what his connection is to this woman. Meanwhile, synagogues across the country remain on high alert as this investigation continues. Mireya Villarreal, ABC News, Colleyville, Texas.
Also developing tonight at 10, an underwater volcano erupted today near Tonga. That eruption triggered tsunami warnings and evacuation orders in Japan, even a tsunami advisory here in the U.S. along the Pacific coast to Canada. The volcano caused a 4-foot tsunami wave. Now, large waves reached several California cities, like in the San Francisco Bay Area. A resident in the town of Pacifica shot this video. There's been no reported damage, only minor flooding along beach cities. And taking a live look now from our Odessa tower cam, we saw some extreme winds here in the Permian Basin overnight. Let's get a check on our forecast now with Bridget Sarpong.
Now, your Big 2 forecast first.
Rob, you're totally right. We did see a lot of wind going on. And actually, speaking of that wind, let's take a look at what we did see. Mid-Odessa area, we did see everyone enjoying 41 miles per hour of wind. And then we have Big Spring, 44 miles per hour. Pretty much the entire Permian Basin sat in their 40s when it came to wind travel. So that means it was very, very windy for the basin. I'll have more of if tomorrow's winds could potentially be the same as today. Back over to you, Rob.
Across Texas tonight, Governor Abbott is preparing some emergency response teams. That decision comes during this high risk of fire danger because of current weather conditions. Strong winds and the cold front could make some fires even more difficult to control. ABC's Tori Bean is in Tyler, Texas tonight with some fire safety tips that could save your life.
There are currently no fire bans, but with drier ground from lack of rain and the wind picking up, there is a possibility for a fire to spread fast, even with the smallest spark.
If it's a windy day, don't burn. I try to tell everybody use as much common sense as possible.
The advice, always stay calm. And if the fire is small enough, try to put the fire out with water or stomping it out.
So it doesn't take just but one ember to get out there, and then, next thing you know, you've got a 20-acre fire out there that you were not ready for or expecting.
If the flames are unable to be put out, or they start to grow, call 911 immediately for help, and make sure you and your family get to safety.
Volunteer departments here in the county have been running a lot more wildland fires, grass fires, due to, number one, Russ County sitting in the D2 drought stage right now, which puts us at a severe drought.
East Texas current weather conditions are favorable for fires to spread. So making sure you know how to keep yourself and property safe is important. On Friday, Governor Greg Abbott directed the state's emergency management office to prepare for increased chances of wildfires across the state this weekend, assuring additional resources have been readied ahead of elevated critical fire weather conditions across our state, and Texas is fully prepared to address any potential wildfires in the coming days. If you do plan to burn over the weekend, be sure to call your local fire department ahead of time to make them aware in case anything were to happen.
Now tonight across the country, a massive winter storm is continuing its trek, dumping snow and causing whiteout conditions in parts of the Midwest. The storm is now headed to the Carolinas and to Georgia. And tonight, ABC's Alex Pressure shows us those new images coming in.
75 million Americans across 33 states, from the Dakotas to Georgia to Maine, are in the path of a wintry mix of snow, sleet, and freezing rain that could topple trees, trigger power outages, and cripple travel over the holiday weekend. States of emergency declared across several states in the southeast.
We're mobilizing and prepared to deploy resources as needed to protect our state, but also be ready to assist neighboring states if needed.
North Carolina's governor expects significant impacts across his state.
I've also activated 200 National Guard soldiers to assist in storm response.
Heating oil deliveries in Haywood County, North Carolina are behind schedule as the cold weather moves in.
We had 2 drivers out with COVID. Everybody wants us to be there, and we're trying our best to get there, but we can't be in 5 places at once.
In Tennessee, residents are stocking up.
Getting some groceries, some supplies before it gets bad and we get snowed in, because I do not drive in the snow. Just trying to get everything ready before it gets swamped in here and they run out of groceries.
The far-reaching system already blasting from West Hope, North Dakota to St. Louis, Missouri, with nearly a foot of snow. Drivers in eastern Iowa facing near whiteout conditions. Further north, this state patrol car struck by a semi, the trooper suffering minor injuries. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
And as the storm moves into the northeast, it's expected to bring snow to parts of Washington, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston through Monday morning. A driver heads onto the highway but ends up staring at the barrel of a gun. Coming up tonight, the disturbing case of road rage that ended with one man afraid for his life and another behind bars.
And well, friends, a day where eyelashes had to be secured because the wind was front and center. Today's winds, along with the cool temperatures, made it feel cooler than normal. Right now, the area's temperatures in their 20s. Will tomorrow's wind affect the chills? I'll have the answer after the break.
And we got college hoops in the Basin. Find out how 2 local teams fared in a doubleheader today, right after the break.
COVID is surging. Hospitals are full. People are really sick. Get tested. Get vaccinated. Get boosted. Please help our healthcare workers. VaccineNM.org.
Next wheel, everything is coming up Camille.
She came to play. Camille, show him your juggling talent.
But will she outlast the rest? Oh my God! Next wheel.
Hi, honey.
Oh, I missed you.
You just want a video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby.
Don't say a word.
But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
shut it down.
Just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 877 only ATT.
Citron's Used Auto Parts is 24 acres with thousands of used parts for early and late model vehicles. Why buy new when used will do? Citron's Used Auto Parts has ready-to-use motors, transmissions, and body parts, along with standard 30-day warranties. Save money at Citron's Used Auto Parts in West Odessa on Business 20 between West Loop 338 and FM 1936. Call Citrons today at 432-381-2401. See how you can save money and get your vehicle back on the road. 432-381-2401.
The Midland Chamber of Commerce invites you to the 2022 State of Oil and Gas Luncheon on January 26th at the Horseshoe Pavilion. In-person attendance as well as a live stream access will be offered. Join us as Ryder Booth, Chevron North America's Vice President of the Mid-Continent Business Unit, shares his unique insights relating to the industry and its impact on our local economy. This event is made possible by the generous support of Diamondback Energy. More information and tickets are available now at midland.biz.
COVID is surging. Hospitals are full. People are really sick. Get tested. Get vaccinated. Get boosted. Please help our healthcare workers. VaccineNM.org.
Tune in every Sunday at 9 a.m. for the State of Texas News. It's a straightforward look at what's happening in Texas politics. Brought to you by Classics Auto Paint and Body. Watch Good Morning Basin from 5 to 7 on ABC Big 2. Weather Authority. We warn you first.
Well, friends, let's get into some of this weather. Today was a windy Saturday, but it was also a cool Saturday. And that's because we did have a cold front in the basin, but mostly up north. We have Seminole sitting at 48 degrees, Midland Odessa 49, and then Big Spring, warm actually, sitting at 69 degrees. Definitely not too bad whatsoever. And then we do have Snyder sitting at 46 as well. But you know what? It's also tying with, Presidio sitting at 67. So pretty much Presidio all the way to Big Spring in their 60s. Not bad whatsoever. But taking a look at our almanac, taking a look at today's temperatures and what we're sitting at compared to previous years. Today a high of 49 degrees. Normally around this time in January, we're definitely used to 58 degree temperatures, but not as warm as how we were back in 1935 when we were sitting at a nice and warm 79 degrees. Taking a look at our lows, we did come in pretty warm today. 34 degrees for our lows. Usually around this time, we're definitely used to around 33 degree temperatures. So, 1 degree warmer than normal. But not as cool as how we were back in 1977. We were sitting at, 6 degrees. So definitely not bad whatsoever. Today's winds, though, that's a talker for today. Winds sitting at 41 miles per hour today in Big Spring, or in Midland and Odessa area, 44 miles per hour in Big Spring, 45 sitting in Seminole, but Big Spring and Presidio tying at 44 miles per hour. So definitely not too bad whatsoever. Now as we make our way into Sunday, it's going to be actually night and quite different from what we're used to today. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 25 degrees, but we do increase all the way to 4 p.m. It's going to be warm, but it's also going to be windy, so not bad at all. But not as much wind as what we did see today. And actually right now we are calming down with our winds, and we're going to continue to calm into our winds until we get into 2 p.m. on Sunday. We'll be sitting at 15 miles per hour Midland Odessa area, but we do have Pecos sitting at 22 miles per hour, and then the Guadalupe Pass sitting at 23 miles per hour. So high profile vehicles, do take necessary precautions so that you can make the most of your Sunday nice and safe. And then we do calm back down to 2 miles per hour in the Midland and Odessa area, and then 5 miles per hour in Big Spring. So not bad whatsoever. With the way that the winds are fluctuating, taking a look at our ology forecast, it does show that everything is pretty much sitting at a low level except for our dust. We are in an area with a lot of dust and a lot of mold, so do take necessary precautions so that you can make the most of your Sunday. Now as we continue on with that 7-day forecast, it's actually going to show that even though we're going to wake up at 25 degrees, we will be sitting at a nice and sunny 66 degrees. Definitely not too bad whatsoever, but I'm excited about Tuesday because that's when we actually will be sitting at 73 degrees, very warm but also sunny. Rob, we do love, some sun and some warmth.
Well, absolutely, Bridget. And as long as my car isn't on I-20 moving across different lanes because of all that wind,
yes,
I'll be okay.
Oh, of course.
All right, well, thank you, Bridget. Well, Well, new at 10, New York City police are investigating a gruesome crime tonight. They say a homeless man pushed a woman onto the tracks of an oncoming train in Times Square. It happened this morning around 9:30, and witnesses say the woman was waiting for a train with two other people when she was pushed. She died on scene.
It could have been me because that is the same train track I come out from this morning. So it could have been me, so it's scary.
Now, this comes almost a week after city leaders announced a new transit safety plan for New York City. That includes getting the homeless population the help they need and having more police officers on patrol. Right now, the suspect's motive isn't known. Also new at 10, we have some disturbing video to show you tonight. A driver pulls a gun on a college student after their two cars almost collide. Police say it's a case of road rage, and as Michael Chen reports tonight, the whole encounter was caught on camera.
I would say relieved that he's off the streets.
Relief for Tom after an arrest 3 days after a highway drive turned scary. The 20-year-old college student was driving his parents' Tesla around noon Tuesday when he turned onto the Manchester Avenue on-ramp to the southbound 5.
The pickup truck comes into my lane.
And booked him on charges of illegally brandishing a weapon and possession of fentanyl. Court records show a 2015 case where he pled guilty to possession of meth and was sentenced to 88 days in jail. Years later, he's facing charges for a road rage incident.
Anyone that gets that worked up over the honk of a horn should not be in possession of a gun. I would just worry that this wouldn't be a one-time incident and maybe next time he decides to shoot the gun.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
We're joined now by our very own Avi Carr-gloth for sports. Avi, we had a UTPB basketball doubleheader in Odessa today. Tell us about that.
Yeah, the Falcon Dome. It was busy today. Both the UTPB women's and men's basketball teams hosting Midwestern State in an important conference game for both of those squads. Both teams, they're coming off losses, so a win would really help as they get into the meat of that conference schedule. Let's start with the women's team, and we go right to the second quarter. Avalon Munez splits the two defenders, gets her spot, drops one in for a deuce. She was doing a lot of the ball handling today, and then on an offensive rebound, Kind Diop swings a pass to the top of the key. It's dry in Odessa, but Allie Heyman makes it rain from deep. A nice shooting display from there. Third quarter, Munez in transition. Nice handles there. Makes a deposit to Morgan Helgeson, who cashes one in down low. And then on the other end, a little bit of give and go here. Ogechi Nwodo trying to motion to Kamari Portales. Come on, cut back to her. And there she goes, beating her defender to the hoop. But the Falcons, they would fall to the Mustangs 70-58. And then on the men's side, the Mustangs scored the first 17 points of this game, 11.5 minutes in. Finally, the first basket for the Falcons. Keon Craddock with a drive and dish inside to Quintez Grimes, and then on the wing, a catch and shoot three, nothing but the bottom for Miles Daniels as the Falcons try to get something offensively going. Lemmy Howard, he'll catch this one and then fire to the corner to Jordan Horn, keeping up the outside barrage. Falcons a little bit of life from the outside, and then a mid-range shot from Daniels, no good. Horn spins for the putback, no. Daniels tip, no. And then Horn the foul, yes. Really good effort there, but the Falcons unable to dig themselves out of an early hole. They fall 68-53. Well, in case you haven't heard, the Cowboys, they got a big game tomorrow against their historic playoff rival, the San Francisco 49ers. The Niners may not have Joe Montana or Steve Young or Jerry Rice anymore, but they're certainly a dangerous team that can make a run. Our own Mickey Spagnola gives us the keys to a Cowboys victory in a win-or-go-home matchup.
Time for our Silver Star Nation keys to Cowboys 49ers, 3:30 Sunday, AT&T Stadium in this Super Wild Card Weekend playoff game. The first key is Tyron and gang. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy said this week this game between the Cowboys and Niners will be decided by the offensive lines. He said it will start and stop with the offensive lines. That means Tyron Smith, Zach Martin, and gang must defeat that formidable San Francisco defensive front for Dak Prescott and this #1 offense in the National Football League to put up enough points to win the game. The second key is shush Debo. The Cowboys defense can't let 49ers all-everything player Debo Samuel take over the game as a receiver and a running back. Micah Parsons, keep an eye on this guy. And the third key is take it away. The lifeblood of this Cowboys defense all season long has been turnovers. They led the league with 34 of them. And if the 49ers start hitting big plays in this game, this defense will need multiple turnovers to give this team a chance to win. For the Silver Star Nation, I'm Mickey Spagnola at the Star.
And well, like Liam mentioned last week, our director, Justin, he's a Niners fan, and our very own Rob Took, a Niners fan. Any predictions for tomorrow?
Well, I really need Kittle to go off, and I need Zerline to do his thing and miss a few extra points here and there. But it's going to be a lot of red and gold and blue here in Odessa and Midland.
You better hope
across
so,
the
Rob.
basin. And we're going to be busy tomorrow, not doing the show, but watching the game instead.
You better hope so.
All right, well, thank you, Avi. Well, it's a celebration like no other. Mardi Gras is coming up on the calendar and fast. But health officials in New Orleans are preparing for something much more serious.
Hey, Jags fans, help us pack the shack.
As goes the Corpus Christi ice race. Let's go, Jags.
Jack Shack. Go, Jags, go.
Joe Biden refuses to secure our southern border. He's crippled law enforcement and emboldened dangerous drug cartels, criminals, and human traffickers. That's why the National Border Patrol Council is proud to endorse Governor Greg Abbott for re-election. He deployed new resources to assist law enforcement, and he's cracked down on criminal activity. No other governor has done more to secure our border than Greg Abbott. Joe Biden isn't protecting America, but Texas and Governor Abbott are stepping up.
What does it mean to be a part of a community? At Reliant, it means powering lives and helping out when needed most. As an electricity provider, it's our commitment to every customer, to their family, and to their community. And it's as strong as our Texas roots. It's our promise today and for generations to come. Reliant. That's power. Your way.
7 Grammys, Billboard's top country female artist, lead singer for Queen. But what if they were never discovered?
I want to go to Hollywood really bad. Let's go discover the next American Idol.
You know what you did? You make them cry.
You know what that special place is? It's Hollywood. Would you like to go?
Take me to my happy place. American Idol premieres Sunday, February 27th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Watch Samantha Smarechniak and meteorologist Ryan D. Phillips at 11:30.
There are some questions right now that medical researchers are looking into. For example, when will the Omicron variant peak? But there's also another question in New Orleans. What about the upcoming carnival celebrations? ABC's Kenny Lopez has some answers.
We've got about a month to go until all the big carnival parades begin. But with Omicron still surging, how safe is it really to be partying at parades?
But the hope is that in the next week or so, hopefully we're hitting that peak and we're definitely on our way down. And that's just based on some of, what we've seen some other places.
Dr. Jeffrey Elder with LCMC Health says, although locally the COVID numbers are not going down right now, he's hopeful that we'll see a downward spiral in the next few weeks before the parades begin. If I do go to a Mardi Gras parade, is there a good chance I'll get Omicron?
So I think the good news with Mardi Gras is a lot of what we do is outside, right? So if you're outdoors, not necessarily elbow to elbow with somebody, the risk of, contracting this is much lower than being indoors. If you're outside, you're probably going to be just fine.
But if you are indoors in New Orleans, you must prove you're vaccinated or show a negative COVID test and wear a mask.
I think the fact that in New Orleans we now have masking that's mandated again is huge.
Dr. Elder says there's still time to take parade precautions.
And if we want to get these numbers back down, masking and vaccinating and getting boosters, that's how we do it. And so people want to be able to, go have some fun and have a little bit of return to normalcy with Mardi Gras, and I don't blame them.
Now, staffing shortages are leading to school closures across the state. Health experts tonight say it's a direct result of coronavirus infections. Now, education advocates are calling for more local control. Currently, the Texas Education Agency allows schools to offer remote learning for students who test positive or have close contact, but only for 20 days. There's not a framework for when staff test positive. Now, the reason for these rules is the effect of the COVID slide, when months of virtual learning took a toll on students everywhere. Now, education advocates say it should be a short-term option in emergencies like this.
Allowing school districts to be able to implement procedures like requiring masks in their campuses when they see a rise in cases, like having protocols to where we can have virtual learning in places where it is not safe to be in the school buildings.
Now, the TEA also advised school districts ahead of this school year to build extra days into their calendars for scenarios like we're seeing right now. The agency says it's closely monitoring the current situation. Cold weather means one thing around here. Your electric bill may cost you a pretty penny. Coming up, we share some tips to get you through this weather and to keep your cash.
See Big 2 Sports, brought to you by Glasheen Vaez and Enderman Injury Lawyers.
The Lord spoke the same message to two different men. He sent them to the same place at the same time. That meeting forged a friendship that was soon challenged in a way they could never have imagined. But the way they responded to that challenge would change their lives forever. On the 700 Club, Monday at 9 a.m.
We're optimizing your connections. Our new smart Wi-Fi 6 technology powered by Optimum features mesh coverage for a better whole home Wi-Fi experience. Now with an extender included, you'll get Wi-Fi even in those hard to reach places. Stream, work, and game faster, all on one powerful mesh Wi-Fi network. Greater whole home coverage is here with Smart Wi-Fi 6, now including a free Wi-Fi extender with select internet packages. Hi, honey. Oh, I missed you.
You just want to video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby.
Don't say a word.
But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
Shut it down.
just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 877 only ATT.
Ring in the new year with Music City Mall. Put those gift cards and Christmas checks to work at more than 100 merchants. You'll find something for everyone. Beautiful Kendra Scott jewelry inside Dillard's. Fashion for every occasion. Shoes galore. Enjoy delicious food inside our food court. Or skate the all-new Rink and Roll roller rink open daily. Round out your visit with a trip to Sephora at JCPenney. Music City Mall, where you have it all. JBS and 42nd Street, Odessa.
The forecast for this winter is costlier than last year. Heating prices are expected to soar. So what can you do to keep your bills from rising as temperatures drop? Our Phil Lipoff spoke with experts about some easy heating hacks that can save you money.
The Vaughn family of Barrington, Rhode Island love their home, but parents Brian and Amanda say the frigid New England winters are putting a freeze on their savings.
The heating last year was quite a surprise.
A surprise indeed. Their yearly gas and electric bills totaling more than $3,700.
Is that a lot of money? Wow.
To dial down some of those costs, we brought in energy expert Ben Bixby.
Are you guys ready to save some money?
Absolutely.
Yeah. First up, he says hunt for the hidden cracks and holes in your house. That's where 25 to 40% of the average home's warmth leaks out.
Some leaks are harder to find, others are easier to find. You know, like when you have a big hole in the floor there.
Ben says pay special attention to the windows in your laundry room, where we find a hole.
Every time you turn your dryer on, you're actually creating negative pressure, which is pulling even more cold air into the house.
The fix? Seal it up with some $10 foam sealant. And if you have AC vents, don't forget to close them.
During the winter, you know, the hot air can just escape straight up there.
Just plugging those holes already saving the Vaughn family $160 a year. Next up, don't overlook hidden weak spots. Those thin areas you might not be able to see but are still costing you money, like behind radiators. Using a thermal camera, you can see the dark area where valuable heat is getting out. We install reflective backing to direct some of that heat back into the room.
For the whole house, this is going to save you probably $48 each and every year.
Finally, buy a smart thermostat from companies like Honeywell or Nest. In addition to controlling it with your smartphone, it monitors your family's heating habits and automatically turns off when not needed, even if you forget.
Just this winter alone, we expect that you're going to see, over $80 in savings. Now we're in winter mode.
And coming up after the break, Bridget will have one last look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
I just had a friend direct message me and say, how can you work in media? It's so negative. There's so much bad news. And I messaged her back and said, there's always more good news than bad. And I think that at News Nation, we have the opportunity to show more positivity.
As a veteran, I cannot hear the national anthem and not get it.
That's not a bias. That's being American. When you have something like Morning in America to wake up to, you can guarantee that you're not only going to leave more informed, but you're going to leave more inspired.
Weekday mornings on News Nation.
We're checking out. We'll miss you. How was your stay?
We travel all over, and this hotel is our favorite. We love the free breakfast buffet in the mornings and the omelet station.
My favorite thing is the super fast Wi-Fi in the room. I can get my work done and plug my PS4 into that huge 50-inch TV and game all night.
This is the best sleep I've ever had on the most comfortable bed. And I love the Starbucks coffee and the Bath & Body Works soaps in the room. We'll see you again soon.
The MCM Grande Hotel and Fun Dome, Odessa.
The epic sell-off is on now at Furniture Row. And when we say it's epic, we mean epic! Shop today and find incredible savings store-wide. That means epic savings on sofas, sectionals, and accent chairs. Epic markdowns on dining groups, tables, and bar stools. Epic deals on bed sets, dressers, mattresses, and adjustable bases. Plus, make your money work for you and get 4 years no-interest financing. Epic styles, epic selection, all with epic savings. Only at Furniture Row.
What is your dream?
I want to be a teacher. Yours?
I took this little vineyard and turned it into one of the largest wine producers in the country.
Through family. That vineyard was never yours to begin with. I am going to buy your company.
You see that house? The vineyard? One day these will all be mine. That is my dream.
Promised Land, January 24th on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Well, friends, let's take one last look at that 7-day forecast. Tomorrow is going to be a sunny Sunday in the Permian Basin at a high of 66 degrees. But before we reach 66 degrees, we're actually going to have a cool kind of morning, but the sun's still going to be out. Do be sure to have your shades because it's going to be very sunny. I'm excited about Tuesday. I know you see why. 73 degrees, definitely not too bad. It's going to be warm, so I have your shades, but we do cool down to 46 come Thursday because of that rain. But for the most part, let's enjoy that 66-degree temperatures tomorrow.
I miss my girl Betty. I love her so much. Thank you for being a friend.
A proper celebration today honoring the life of Betty White. The beloved Golden Girl was honored in every fashion in her hometown of Oak Park, Illinois. Today was a day of appreciation with music, dancing, and of course, life-size cutouts. The actress and comedian passed away New Year's Eve Monday. Would have been her 100th birthday.
Aw, she's such a sweetheart.
Betty White.
I know. Thank you for being my friend.
That's all the time.